Hello chess friends, and welcome to Azarov Chess channel, and welcome to my advanced chess theory and to the part 12 of the King's Indian defense, with a special thanks to my first of my followers with the name Magician and Clasher. He was one of my most loyal subscribers, and he recommended me to do the Saemisch, so here special thanks for him. So we're gonna do today this Saemisch attack, from the, of course, from the perspective of black. So thanks again. He's always commenting my videos, and I really thank him for that. So today we'll do the Saemisch. The Saemisch is one of the most flexible openings for white against the King's Indian, and that's our today's theme, flexible positions. So let's see how the Saemisch attack goes. It goes d4, knight f6, c4, g6, knight to c3, bishop to g7, e4, d6, and now this move f3. So let's analyze this move f3. Uh, f3, of course, knight to f3 isn't played, so it leaves this flexibility of an early kingside attack for white himself, after something like let's see, castling. Now bishop to e3, and when you play against the Saemisch attack, I want to sort them out in two variations. So one is bishop to e3 and the second is bishop to g5. So basically white is gonna do it's an important move with this bishop, and I'll show you how to play against bishop to g5. It's a little bit different. We will not go so much in sort of a King's Indian style. We're gonna go forward more into a Benoni style, but okay, we will see the bishop to g5. But let's now analyze bishop to e3. Now again in our King's Indian style, e5, and you see the threat is here, of course, with black to take early, and if something like bishop or the queen takes, then you have this move knight to c6, and you have won a tempo, because I don't think that in these positions where white has weakened his king all around his dark squares, so he's not gonna probably give up his dark square bishop. So of course the threat is to take and then have a tempo on the bishop. So that's why white has this possibility of playing early d5, but that will analyze too. But it's not this theme today. It's the theme when white plays knight from g to e2. So you see what white wants you to do is, when you take now, then he has this knight here, and again with this flexible position of attacking, and of course if the center closes, so he would have an attack even on the queen side. And I told you in my previous videos before, so in some variations white will stay with the king in the center. So that's the flexibility of the Saemisch attack. In one variation he can create a queen side attack, in some variation he will create a king side attack, and in some variations he will stay with the king in the center even. So that's how to handle flexible positions. So stay flexible yourself. That's my suggestion. And now I recommend you in this position this move knight to c6. So you see what's the idea behind here. So if white takes, of course, then we will take with the knight and attack this knight on c4. Then something like b3 must happen, and this will really open the diagonal. And of course, if something like knight from e to c1 comes, then well, you still have this attack on with bishop to e6, and this would weaken really this queen side from white, and then you know that he's not gonna castle queen side. So that's you sorted it already out. So he's not gonna go queen side here. So he's gonna probably go kingside castle. So that, and then you have this position where we had this orthodox or the Petrosian system with a simple attack on the king side. So now white has multiple choices here now, even to play d5 or maybe something like queen to d2 here. So that's the idea. He wants to remain not to fix the center so early, because he wants to stay flexible. So if he's gonna if he would have played d5 early, then you have this move. I don't recommend you to play the move knight from c to e7. I recommend you to play knight from c6 to a5, because the knight is here and it's blocked the defense of the c4, so no b4 possibility so far possible. And now if white plays here to connect this bishop to this pawn, now you have to move c5. You have blocked the position in the center. Of course, if he takes, then you take with the pawn. So far no threats, because now you have after b4 knight to b7, and you see he is protecting this d6 pawn. And now you have this flexibility of your bishop, because there's no pawn more on d5. Now you can play bishop to e6, maybe something like queen to c7 or queen to e7 with the support of a rook, and preparing d5 yourself. So this would be really breaking the center, and it's not so in some variation this d6 pawn is weak, but you have this transposition of the knight, and it's really a good protector of this d6. Of course, if something like c5 comes, then you have this very good move d5. So you see the flexibility here of the position of the spawns, and it's really good. So I know some Saemisch players, some King's Indian players, that they play against the Saemisch attack. I know it's really hard to play against, because white has really many possibilities how to attack, but this is a line I'm recommending you. So let's see after this now to play this move c5, because now b4 isn't possible. So white doesn't want to do that. He wants to stay flexible even more with this move of queen to d2. So you see, you may think now, okay, he can, in my next move he can play d5, then I go again knight to e7 and create an attack on the king side. But you see, with this development of his pieces, of this bishop and knight, white remained flexible and can castle queen side. So with this f3, I've told you, he has prepared the g4 move. So let's see if you play something like, I don't know, a5 to block the positions like we used to in some of Petrosian or Orthodox variation. Then white's gonna simply attack here on our queen side, on our king side, pardon me, or even go castling now, because now this pawn isn't so flexible anymore. You cannot play b5 to support an attack on the queen side. So that's not what I'm recommending you. So you see, now he can even play d5 and block you out, and have a good central position, and go simply g4, like it's similar to the Yugoslav attack, or similar attacking lines against sort of a setup of this bishop, and with this idea of exchanging bishops and playing simply h4 and creating attack on the h5. So that's not what I want you to do. You see, you already showed your cards with this move a5, and no good attack is possible for you on the queen side. So here is an important moment for you to remain the flexibility in the position, and I recommend you to play the move a6. not to move a5 or maybe something with the bishop to remain. You see, now it's a flexible position. You have sort of threats to playing b5. So now you have, if he castles queenside, then you can play b5. Let's see, you can play b5, because if takes, and if he takes, then you can take this pawn on a2. So you see, it's a more flexible position for you as black. And now again, if white tries d5, again, I'm not recommending you to go forward and go for this knight to e7 with the preparation, maybe knight to d7 and f5. Just stay flexible. Let's see what white does, where he's gonna go with his king, and then play, you know, strategical ideas. Of course, if he's gonna castle kingside, then you can play this simple attack again with this f5. And if he's gonna go castle queenside, I've told you, with this move of b5. And if white stays in the center, so just go straight forward again, playing f5, and maybe control somehow with this knight, this move, this square of f4. So, and then try somehow maybe with the queen and some checks. So just stay flexible. So now again, after d5, you have this move, very good, knight on a5, not go in e7. I'm telling you again. And now if white plays this again move of c1, now you have c5 blocking out. Again, the same thing, you play here, and if he plays something like this, just go bishop to e6, again with possibilities of playing knight on h5, and then again on f4, with defensive ideas of knight on b7. So but I'm not the game that I want to show you today will be if the center stays here blocked. So the game I wanted to show you, it was played 1987 between two Grandmaster, Andrew Muir and Igor Ivanov. So that's here now position, again with this now with this d5 move, and here black played this c5 again, and after taking, here comes knight on b takes c6, and now white tries the expanse on b4. But now you see you have this knight on b7, knight to b3, and here well, you see, white has secured, black has secured his king, and of course he's gonna go break the pawn storms here that this white has. So now white plays a3. He wants to stay flexible, and now a simple development move here, bishop to e6, very well. Again with the preparation I've told you, knight on c7, queen to c7, and then rook to d1 with the preparation of d5 maybe. And now here white plays rook to d1. Black took, of course, and now you see again this it's a very good move by black, this knight on d7, because this pawn is very good protected. So every time that white wants to do c5, okay, now it's not even possible because of taking. But you see now the f5 possibilities are here, and with the good protection of this d6. So now black has managed to get what he wants. He stayed flexible as so far, and now he can create his attack, because with the king in the center, you want to somehow break this pawns here, this pawn chain, and create an attack on the king, because it's not so well here. So now comes this move, bishop to d3, and you see, although these pawns are connected and very flexible, they're also weak, and they're object of black's attack. So now white protected, and now comes this breakthrough of, because now the rook isn't attacking the queen, and now came, and after a couple of chains, of course, now well, again, I don't think that that white is interested in to take this b6, because he would leave his dark square very weak here. So with no dark square bishop, so of course he can win a pawn, but that's not so important here with the king in the center and dark square problems. I don't think that he's gonna ever trade this dark square bishop for a knight. So now comes bishop to a6, and here d4. So what's the idea here? Of course, now if he takes, then of course white wants to take the rook, and that's what happened. He took, and now black took the knight, and now black took the bishop on a8 with an attack on the rook and attacking the two pieces. You see, white stayed in the center too long, and I don't think black is obviously better here, because now bishop knight to c4 possibilities. This pawn is weak, this pawn is really good supported. F5 possibilities, really, I'm telling you again, black has flexible attacking possibilities, even queen to a3, depending on the position. So it's very, you see, this concept of knight on c6 and then a6, I think it's the best for you to play against the Saemisch attack. So let's see the game, and now white at least attacked some piece, because he didn't want to. So now comes this very good move, bishop to c4, attacking the queen, queen to d2, and you see black isn't even interested to go forward to take a piece, because he can take the piece in any time. So now comes knight on d1, and then black took. Now again, you see, again dark square problems for white. Now after knight took on e3, now very good pinning move and transposing this dark square vision on a better diagonal, because in this diagonal it was blocked by his own pawn. So even if it wasn't a pin, this would be a good transposition of the bishop, and maybe played on f4, or maybe if the queen wouldn't be there, on e3. So really good transposition. So this is one of many themes that happen if you're blocked by your own pawn. So then try to get a better diagonal for this bishop. So of course the bishop needs space to breathe. So it's a very good move. Now comes king to f2. He wants to support the dark squares, and now you see very good connection by the pieces of black. Again, this knight is supporting the bishop, then the queen is supporting the rook. The queen is even more supported by the knight. Very good connection. This bishop is aiming on a very good diagonal. So these two pieces for the rook are very better here for black. So now comes queen to c1, and again straightforward on this very weak knight. Now black supports the defense of e3, now the other rook, and after, you see, black has managed to get his pieces on the optimal squares. So very good. Now after rook to b, from b to e2, now comes this knight on a4, of course with preparation of playing on c3, and maybe some pinning ideas here of this knight. So now after rook to c2, now comes this knight, and it's not possible for for black to take this rook, of course, and well, here's where white resigned, because it's too complicated here to defend, and of course now some variations can come. Knight to d2 pinning, then after the rook takes, then take simply this knight on e3, so there's no defense to that. Really good connection of the pieces here, and of course white resigns. So it's a very good game, and I'm showing you because black didn't have to play some really complicated tactical shots. He played simply healthy, and it's a game between two grandmasters, and you see with simple healthy moves you can damage the Saemisch. So let's go to this point after d5 again, this c5, and you see now the continuation in some variation would be I don't know, knight on b3 to attack. You see no to attack this knight on a5, and then black would simply take, playing maybe something like bishop to d7 with the rook on b1, and stayed flexible to play b5, and again possibilities of knight on h5 if the center would be blocked. So now you see of course white has his flexibility to stay with the king in the center, which he did in this game, and of course he could have even castled king side or queen side, but with your answer to that has to be flexibility too. So not to block with a5. It's an important move here, this a6, to remain this flexibility for black. So we're gonna, in my next videos, we're gonna continue with the Saemisch attack. Thank you for watching. Again, special thanks to the subscriber Magician and Clasher, and see you next time, guys. Chess is the best.